What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, I want to talk about 10 very specific fragrances. So it's easy to talk about the cheapies, the popular Middle Eastern fragrances, the clones, and so on, but mass marketed niche, all these things. But what about the more independent, lesser known, less highly marketed, quality stuff that's dropping all the time under the radar, that don't have a lot of widespread marketing or anything like that, and are kind of fragrance community darlings for people that are in the know, if you will. So in this video, I've got 10 glaring examples from some of the better fragrance brands out there, just doing phenomenal work from originality to quality and so on. Storytelling, they've got something for everybody, and they're not outrageously priced, but you're going to get a lot of value for your money. So let's talk about these 10. Stay tuned. Starting with a brand that you may have heard of, you may not have heard of, and some of their offerings are just outright outstanding. We're talking about Sphinx fragrances. This is Mangolicious Hibistorm, one of my favorite releases they've ever put out. So, what's this all about? Obviously, mango and hibiscus is what it's centered around. There's other white florals. It's a juicy, sweet, fruity floral that's not too powdery, not too sweet, not too feminine. It does lean a little feminine, so keep that in mind for those of you that aren't fans of big time of florals and such, but there's a nice floral heart here. But tropical, fruity, summertime, great power, great quality. Just absolutely outstanding. You know, over time, in the last, I would say 2 years, I've come to the realization that when it comes to the fruity notes, mango dominance, kind of my thing, more so than pineapple, apple, all these other things. Everybody enjoys certain notes specifically, and when it comes to top notes, I really enjoy a great mango note. And this is a great mango heavy note. There's other things adding to the fruitiness. I believe there's a little bit of lychee in here, if I remember correctly. But it definitely is more of a couple's fragrance is how I would describe this one. I think you and your lady can both enjoy it. It's a great warm summer's day. Now, if you spray this one heavy, it can be a little much. This is a potent, beastly fragrance, but definitely a great option as we move into the warmer weather for anybody looking for something that's kind of out of the norm, but wants some quality, some real performance from a great brand doing great work. Check out Mangolicious Hibistorm from Sphinx. Speaking of great brands doing great work, which we're riddled with that here in this video, my favorite from day 3 fragrances, this is called Bani. So Bani is a mango papaya peppered type of fragrance. More papaya than mango. You see a theme here. I enjoy mango quite a bit. Quality here is top tier. Performance is not overwhelming, but crazy long lasting. I gotta say, it won't suffocate you with the projection, but the longevity, it's going nowhere. It's sticking to your skin. It's going all day. Man, that is so good. It's a little bit of a peppered papaya with a touch of mango is the easiest way that I can describe this fragrance. It is absolutely stunning, and they've put out some really good fragrances in this line, but none of them seem to hold a candle for me personally when it comes to just this absolute tropical summertime delight. I strongly encourage you check out more offerings from day 3 fragrances, and my money is definitely on Bani. Another brand using very high quality raw oils that just outrageous longevity. I gotta say, thick, rich. This is quince white grape florals. Just a super unique, lip-smacking, fruity, fresh type of fragrance. This is Untamed Perfumes, My Greek Lover. This is absolutely one that's a must-try, in my opinion. She just recently put out Dancing in the Flames, which is a gorgeous fragrance. Another one that I would strongly encourage is Solace Sea. If you want a believable seaweed, saltwater, aquatic, that's not a typical designer synthetic salty aquatic, man, Solace Sea from them is just, that's a must try as well. But this is the one, if I have to pick one to really shine the spotlight on, it's My Greek Lover. Really, really special experience. I strongly encourage you try some fragrances from this brand. You can get discovery sets, I believe, for like $65. You can try 8 fragrances. It's all 2 ml decants, if I remember correctly, and this is one of them. Actually, all the ones that I named are in that discovery set because you might be in for a real treat, because originality and storytelling is where this brand shines. Again, that's Untamed Perfumes, My Greek Lover. So it would be easy to talk about their most popular, their initial release, Cocktails and Catamarans, because it's probably the best pina colada fragrance I've ever smelled. It's suffocatingly strong. Like, it'll choke you out. It is so strong. We're talking about Scent Journey fragrances, but I want to talk about their newest release, Bluegrass and Bourbon. Oh man, Bourbon and Bluegrass. I had it backwards. This smells like rye chips, booze, ginger. It still has some freshness to it. Like, I think you can totally rock this in the summer. Great performance. The quality is excellent. God, this one surprises me every single time I smell it. I literally got this a week ago with the recording of this. And it's been so impressive, such a unique experience for me, that I felt it was necessary to speak on this one instead of what I would normally do, go with Cocktails and Catamarans or Caribbean Casanova, Lido Life, some of my other favorites. That's my 3 other favorites from this brand because they really do excellent work. They're based here in Florida. Most of this stuff is centered around the tropical lifestyle and theme beach type of stuff. And I don't know, it's just something about this. There's a Kentucky whiskey and bourbon here, bourbon barrel specifically. So it's got this aged bourbon wood type of smell and strong rye chip, wheat, whole grain type of thing going on. It may not sound attractive, but damn it, is this fragrance amazing. This is one of the best releases of 2024 for me. So it was kind of a no-brainer, where there's other ones that are more popular because they've been around longer from this brand that are, you know, much more easy wears and easy to get on board with because they're tropical. But this is unique and this is special and kind of a glaring example of why we're talking about this particular topic in the first place. Again, that's Scent Journey Fragrances, Bourbon and Bluegrass. Now, it's not often that you'll come across a rose oud that works in the summertime. And Maison Dava managed to pull it off with their newest release. This is actually quite impressive, guys. I don't know how they managed to do this because Rebirth, it manages to be aromatic and fresh, a little soft and powdery and floral. There's no real heavy funk to the way the oud comes across, but it does have kind of this dry, woody nuance. There's a little bit of spice. Clear as day, an oud rose fragrance, but an oud rose fragrance that works in the heat. It's not too much. It's not too funky or biblical or just cloying, because the oud that they use is more on the dry, sweet side of things. So it really blends well. And with the other aromatic notes, because they really like showed out with aromatic notes to really brighten this thing up. It's remarkable the way this came out. I still can't believe when you look at the notes, you wouldn't think it's going to be as warm weather appropriate as it actually is. Another one, just phenomenal quality. They're telling a story here that is quite unique when you smell the actual scent profile here. Now, I do love their last release in Silent Night, but Rebirth is just that much more impressive, where Silent Night, I guess, is more of an easy wear overall, plum, cedar wood, floral notes, spices, things like that. But this particular rose oud is one of the most unique uses of a rose oud blend that I've ever come across. So it's quite special. Hence why I had to talk about this one. It's Maison Dava's Rebirth. Now, I've talked about a lot of fragrances from this brand, most notably my favorites being Clean Musk and Summer Vibes 4.0. They're easy, they're fun, they're fresh, but what about something a bit more interesting? What about their tobacco fragrance? This one's like a chocolatey honey patchouli with tobacco. It's called Tobacco Boss from Authenticity Perfumes. Another great, this is a very affordable brand that's putting out unique stuff, high oil concentrations. You get some real performance. Man, that is strong. So the patchouli here is like hyper chocolate patchouli. So it makes for this chocolate tobacco, and there's like a syrupy, like a chocolate syrup kind of thing going on here because of the way the honey comes across. It doesn't smell like just a rich honey smell. It's this particular chocolatey accord that's going on that just makes for this super unique tobacco experience. I haven't smelled another tobacco fragrance that smells the way Tobacco Boss does. This is one that has not gotten enough love that I felt it was necessary to shine a light on because it's just, again, for tobacco, quite the unique experience, which does not happen that often, at least that I come across. Because again, Summer Vibes and Clean Musk, they're fun, they're fresh, they're easygoing, they're super easy to like. But what about something more interesting? Tobacco Boss is that. It's something more interesting. Pineapple, guava, tropical, crazy crazy performance. That's what you can expect from City Rhythm. This is St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands. This is my number 2 behind New Orleans Jazz and Booze. Now, there's some bias there. I'm from 45 minutes southwest of New Orleans. Really spoke to me and captivated the way he told the story of the city. He nailed it when it came to New Orleans Jazz and Booze. But not everybody's going to want a hyper boozy gourmand. Whereas something like this, easier to get on board with. And for tropical, it's its own experience. It doesn't smell like a bunch of other coconut fragrances like Virgin Island water and stuff like that. So hence why I felt it was necessary to talk about this one. It's mainly that guava. Heavy on the guava. Man, a nice little spice. It's sweet. It's fruity. It's fresh and vibrant. It's relaxing. It's cooling and invigorating at the same time. This is some of Niles's best work. I'm a huge fan of this one in particular. So I absolutely had to shine a spotlight on this one. He's got a lot of really good fragrances. This is a house I strongly encourage you dive into and explore. But I just had to, and I just realized I never pulled the plastic off of this plate. So let's have a little ASMR moment for you guys, because I know some people enjoy that kind of stuff. So let me get the corner of this. If I had nails, we'd be in good shape, right? Here we go. We'll do it on the mic for you guys. I know some people really enjoy that kind of stuff, so there you go. Just realized I never peeled the plastic off the plate. Metal plates, great atomizer, unique bottle, unique smell. It's all about touring popular cities around the country, and this just happens to be the Virgin Islands, and he really captured it. This is a tropical summer vibe with real performance. City Rhythm, St. John. Now, don't get me wrong, these tropical fragrances, it's all fun and games, but how about something more serious? Let's talk about Castoreum. Let's talk about earthy greens and just dark earthy tones. Let's walk through the damp forest. Let's really tell a story, an impressive, potent, powerful, masterfully done, loaded with naturals kind of experience here. With Into the Wild from Statik Olfactive, not the highest level of wearability of a fragrance, but that doesn't change how impressive this fragrance is. Typically not my style every day. Super situational fragrance for me. But, again, super coniferous, pine cone, green, woodsy, earthy. Still manages to be fresh and have a slight minty tone the way the cypresses come across, while still having civet and castoreum to give this slight funky musky feel that's not overdone, but really adds depth and true character, a real personality to this fragrance with just ridiculous performance. This is an overwhelming fragrance. You have to be easy on the sprays with this fragrance. But man, for anybody that likes earthy green tones, this truly is a special, special experience that, for the bold, not for everyone, but it's definitely something special. Again, that's Statik Olfactive, Into the Wild. Shout outs to Dan Fragrance Weirdo here on YouTube and Instagram. He has a phenomenal niche brand that this is my absolute favorite still. It's in the realm of an angel share, but heavy, heavy, heavy on the realistic spoonful of cinnamon, fiery hot cinnamon smell. We're talking about Soma Parfums Halcyon. Halcyon is impressive, okay? This is not something to wear in the summertime. When I was gathering these fragrances, this is the one that I actually sprayed on skin. I love this fragrance. When it comes to cinnamon dominant, this is my favorite fragrance in my collection. It's so impressive. Rum, boozy, sweet. Like I said, in the realm of an angel share, but not the cinnamon. The booze isn't overdone. The quality is top tier. This is upper echelon. Performance is outrageous. The sillage on this one, it'll choke you out if you wear a little too much. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm always honest with you. It's weird when people say gotta be honest, and being honest. It's crazy strong. This stuff will suffocate you if you overspray it. So be mindful with the sprays. But cinnamon, tobacco, booze, and sweetness, ambery. Man, it's special. It really is special. Soma Parfums, Halcyon. Last but not least, an extremely impressive, very small distillery that has dove into the world of fragrance, branching out into a different passion. This is the kind of brands that you just can't help but want to support because they're doing great work. Man, Watermelon Shine Triple X from Copper Still Fragrance, a boozy watermelon whiskey fragrance with, what is it, corn mash? or something like that. I forgot exactly what it is. There's these odd notes that give it this like hay-like in the fields mixed with the booziness of moonshine in a distillery and realistic watermelon juice. Not the synthetic stuff, and we're not talking about watermelon Jolly Ranchers and stuff like a lot of the fun watermelon heavy fragrances I've been talking about lately. This is believable, fresh cut, turning watermelon slices into watermelon juice in a glass. Wow, and that is strong too, but still very fresh and super unique. A watermelon moonshine fragrance. I mean, when's the last time you came across that? This is truly impressive. Very small brand, putting out some high quality, original, unique stuff. Great performance. I mean, it's a distillery that happens to be a big time frag head and wanted to create their own stuff to blend the two passions together. Like I said, super commendable. This was one of the most interesting stories to tell from a brand standpoint, kind of why I saved it for last. So I'll try to have links to all of these websites down below. I don't have affiliates and stuff like that for any of them, even if there's some codes available. None of them are affiliates or anything like that. I just really like all of these brands and the work that they do and the things they're bringing to the community. So I wanted to shine a little bit of light on them. And this is one of the most glaringly positive examples of said topic. Again, that's Watermelon Shine XXX from Copper Still Fragrance. Well, that's the 10 that I wanted to cover with you today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. Of these 10, what have you tried? What are you familiar with? I would strongly encourage getting samples of anything you saw here or other things from these houses, because they are doing phenomenal work. If you're tired of the same old, the clones, the designer stuff, the mass appealing, overly sweet, and you want a real experience of something unique with some real quality, great performance. They're telling you a story. They're building their own legacy, and you want to be a part of something like that. Check out some of these fragrances from some of these houses. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on any of them and you give them a spray now, I'm pretty confident you'll thank me later, because they are special. Have a good one, guys.